Hello friends, in today's episode we look into the importance of calcium in gardening and 6 easily available sources of calcium to plants and what out of these really work and why. Then finally 2 gardening hacks or tricks to get instant supply of calcium to your plants coming up. Well, before we start listing the 6 easy sources of calcium to plants, we'll quickly know the importance or the function of calcium in plants. Calcium plays a very important role in overall growth of plants. It helps in the absorption of major nutrients by the roots in the presence of water. It is essential for the formation and integrity of plant cell wall and hence very essential for fruit formation. So, what are the signs and symptoms of calcium deficiency in plants? Calcium deficiency can cause necrosis or death of plant tissue at certain parts of the plant, particularly at the tips of roots and tips of the growing leaves which appear like burnt tips. Blossom end rot disease seen in tomatoes, peppers and squashes is the best example of such necrosis due to calcium deficiency. Plant chlorosis or leaf yellowing and stunted growth are also signs of calcium deficiency. Having said that, now let's list out the top 6 options or the sources of calcium to plants. If you do vegetable gardening or intend to grow veggies organically in your home or even terrace garden, please follow this till the end. On number 6, milk. This is the most expensive option actually and not recommended because most of the ingredients found in milk along with calcium are not required by the plants, like the fats, lactose and proteins are not essential to the plants. But if your milk is spoiled, you may dilute it and water it to your plants or make a foliar spray by mixing it with compost tea and stuff like that, like how we have done in our previous episodes. All related links can be found in description below. On number 5, eggshells. No doubt eggshell is composed of calcium carbonate. You know, even one of the hardest thing, marble, is calcium carbonate and also the soft chalk sticks is also calcium carbonate. The point here is if you add crushed or even powdered eggshells into the soil, it may take many months and even years for it to decompose and release that calcium for uptake into the soil. This option is least effective for treating an acute disease like the blossom end rot or even a stunted plant. Perhaps this option of powdered eggshells may be utilized while preparing your potting mix before planting. Another option for instantly providing calcium for plants is to water the plant with the water used to boil the eggs. Do not throw away this water. Cool it and water your plants with this. Eggshells release some calcium into the water during the process of egg boiling. Well, on number 4, bone meal. Yes, it is an excellent source of calcium, but the problem is the plants can only get phosphorus from bone meal and cannot utilize calcium from bone meal. This is because of the garden soil pH of around 6.5. That is slightly acidic for most garden plants, and at this pH level it is not a good option to use bone meal as a source of calcium. On number 3, expired calcium or even iron tablets. Are these of any use to the plants? Certainly not for instant supply of calcium, unlike in humans. These are complex binding forms or compounds in these tablets that take a lot of time to decompose and release them for uptake by the plants. The best way to use these expired tablets is to add them to the compost bin. The final compost formed will be rich in calcium and other minerals like iron. On number 2, lime. Agricultural lime is chemically calcium hydroxide, and another variety of garden lime called dolomite lime is more commonly used, and it's also a good source of magnesium to plants. No doubt it's a great source of calcium. The only drawback is it increases your soil pH level to alkaline levels, which is not desirable for most plants. Unless you have tested your soil pH and it's found too acidic, like pH levels below 5.5, you can safely use lime for your plants. This pH meter is quite handy and very inexpensive. You can buy that online from Amazon, link in description. Well, the dosage of lime should not be more than 1 teaspoon per liter of water or 1 tablespoon per gallon of water, like once in a while, like once in 3 months. But still, if you want to use this and keep your soil pH unchanged, you may have other options like adding a lot of compost or manure to raise the pH, or you can also mix about 10 grams of alum powder in 1 liter of water to compensate this rise in soil pH level, because alum acidifies the soil. Or even alternately, you can also add 1 or 2 teaspoons of white distilled vinegar into this mix. Then on number 1, gypsum. Gypsum is one of the best sources of calcium to plants and also the safest option, simply because it will not alter the soil pH levels. Chemically, it is calcium sulfate dehydrate. It is also called lime sulfate. Gypsum is also used in clayey soils to remove soil compaction and improve the soil drainage. It drastically reduces the sodium levels or the salinity of the soil, which is very important if you're watering your plants with salty or hard water. Well, the dosage for gypsum is 1 teaspoon per liter of water or 1 tablespoon per gallon of water once in about 3 months. Depending on the container size or the plant size, you can safely increase the dosage if necessary. And finally, the most inexpensive sources of calcium for home gardening, the calcium hacks using chalk pieces, eggshells and white vinegar. Firstly, let's look into the chalk stick hack. Chalk is chemically calcium carbonate. You can take white chalk sticks and bury them into the soil while planting your vegetables. That's in initial stages. This really works wonders for plants like tomatoes, peppers, squashes, eggplants, almost any vegetable plant. You can bury 2 chalk sticks per container for these vegetable plants safely if your pH is around 6. For other plants to provide slow release of calcium source, you can bury 1 chalk stick per container. The second hack is the vinegar hack. To treat blossom end rot disease or any acute deficiency of calcium in plants, you can mix lime and vinegar or eggshell powder plus vinegar to break down the compound and prepare a water-soluble form of calcium that can be easily and quickly absorbed by the roots. Make sure if you use eggshells, sun dry them for at least 2 days or microwave them for a few minutes. It's simple, just take a handful of eggshell powder or 1 or 2 spoons of lime and add same amount of white vinegar into this. You can see a chemical reaction between calcium carbonate and acetic acid, that is vinegar, which releases carbon dioxide as gas and free calcium into the solution. You can leave this alone for few hours and then mix it in water and then water your plants. This is the cheapest source of calcium to treat acute deficiency. That's it. Let me know in the comment section if you have tried any of these sources discussed today, and please share these experiments with your friends and fellow gardeners. Please hit the thumbs up button if you like this video, comment below with your feedback and queries, and consider subscribing if you're new to this channel. Happy gardening!